Hey everyone, Patrick from Aura. Today's video, we are going to answer a question that we get asked all the time, which is how do you set up your eggs for incubation? So it's going to be a real quick video, but hopefully very educational and hopefully you enjoy it. If you do like it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start with incubation medium. We use vermiculite. That being said, you can use perlite. It's really a personal preference on which one you choose to go with. We go with vermiculite because it's easy for us to get a hold of and it's relatively cheap. We get ours from Uline. You can get it from local nurseries and things like that. Once you've measured out how much vermiculite you want to use, we add water. You can do this one of two ways. You can either do it by weight, and basically you add equal amounts of each, or you can use a tray that you set on top of your medium, which is what we're going to do here. And so the amount of water you use doesn't really matter because you're not worried about the substrate being overly wet. If you weren't using a tray, that's the reason you would measure at a 1-to-1 ratio by weight, is so that you don't end up with substrate that's overly wet, which will cause the eggs to get moldy. So we're going to mix it up nice and easy and make sure that as much of the water is soaked up by the vermiculite, spread it out nice and evenly. And then we're going to put our tray in there. We're not going to press all the way down because we still want to get airflow underneath. Once we're content with how the tray is set up in there, we're going to bring it over and get ready to pull eggs out from underneath mom. All right, let's carefully get mom removed off of these eggs so we can set these eggs up. All right, one thing I do want to mention while we are removing her from here, we want to be really careful and gentle, and we want to make sure that her tail isn't underneath any of the eggs as we pull her off. You'll see in a second. I'm going to pull her off, gently starting at her head, and then we're going to make sure the tail isn't underneath any of the eggs so that she doesn't accidentally flip them around. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to palpate her tail area and make sure that there's no eggs or slugs left in her. And just make sure that everything is out of her. Now we're going to gently remove the eggs from the tub, making sure that none are stuck to the bottom of the tub so we don't tear those. And then once the eggs are actually removed from the tub, we're going to put the tub back away so that we can give mom a bath when we're done with the process and get her set up in a new clean tub, happy as can be. Okay, so now we have the eggs separated. We're going to count real fast. Looks like 10 healthy eggs to me. That's exciting. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to separate the eggs from the pile. So when snakes lay eggs, they have a viscous material that's on the outside of the eggs that actually makes it so that they adhere to each other. And so once we've collected the eggs from mom, we gently separate the eggs. That way they are individuals, and if one of the eggs starts going bad, we can remove that egg from the tub and we don't have to worry about it during the incubation process. If you're not experienced separating eggs or the eggs are really stuck together, I really don't recommend separating them. Put them all in together and just let nature do its thing. Next, we're going to candle the eggs. Essentially what we're going to do here is put a flashlight on either end of the egg to illuminate it and look for veins. The goal here is to make sure that the eggs are fertilized and will most likely make it through the incubation process. If we see veins, we get the egg, we rotate the embryo to the top, and then we move to the next. If we don't see any veins, then we remove the egg from the tub and unfortunately have to dispose of it. Step 4 is going to be very straightforward. We're just adding press and seal to the top of the container to hold in humidity. The goal here is to get the press and seal nice and tight around the edges so that no humidity gets out and the eggs can incubate at as close to 100% humidity as possible. If it's not sealed all the way around the edges, humidity can get out, which potentially could dry out the eggs. So just make sure you do a good job of sealing the container. For the last step, we're just going to label the tub and put it in the incubator. So we print out little vinyl labels that we put on the outside of the tub like so. And then the second label that we print out, we actually put on the inside of the tub on top of the press and seal between the lid. And what we use that for is when the babies hatch, we put that label on the tub so we can keep track of what has hatched while they all begin to shed out. So lastly, we're going to put it in the incubator where it's going to cook for the next 60 days at 89 degrees. And in about 2 months, we're going to hopefully get to show off what came out of this clutch. there you have it. That's how we set up eggs here at Aura for incubation. So in about 60 days, we're gonna do another video so we can show y'all what actually hatched out of those eggs. And hopefully it's as exciting as I think it will be. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to us. And if you found the video to be helpful, please like and subscribe, and we will see y'all next week. Thanks everyone.